47 against H.R. 4437. They don't have anything about our World War II veterans. This is completely unacceptable. Those books have to change. Now, I'm fully support voter registration and voting, but we must also look out for these vendidos. There's a lot of vendidos in the Democratic Party, these corporate Dems that claim to be progressive. I don't want Jackie Goldberg as my representative, okay? They need somebody in that school board, okay? In District 5, we got that crook Ref Rodriguez out, but we're not all crooks. We don't need Jackie Goldberg. We don't need Bennett Kaiser. We need a real progressive Latino or Chicano in that seat in the Board of Education. We only have one Chicana, and yet she's a corporate Dem. She's a stooge for the Charter School Association. So I want those books. I want you to vote, but watch out for these people that say that they're for our community and son una bola de hipócritas. So register and vote and make sure that we get in that District 5.
Thank you very much,
Dr.
John. Anyway, let's say a little chant. Chicano. Power. Chicano. Power. Chicano. Power. Chicano. Power. All right, we're the organized. Okay, one more last speaker before.
And talking to the audience out there, whoever will see this video, that we're commemorating the 8th anniversary of the Chicano Moratorium. That's 48 years ago that our people marched against the Vietnam War, and that our beloved hero was killed here at the site. We need to have our people understand that we are the descendants of the people that settled in these lands, or I should say inhabited these lands way before the white man came here. That's why we need a Mexican-American university to teach our history, not the history of the European. You know, for too long, you know, people from all over the world come to this country, people from Asia, from Africa, and they act like we don't exist. You know, on the job site, I see it every day. You know, they want to get rid of us. You know, they know we're the true inhabitants of this land, but they behave like they don't know it, and that's got to stop. You know, we can't be living as a shadow in our own land. So the way we got to change that, we got to teach our children the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo, what that means for us. That the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo gives us citizenship in this country as Mexican Americans. That's why we are Mexican Americans, because of the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. If that Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo hadn't existed between the United States and the Mexican Republic, we would not have citizenship rights in this country. So we need to teach this history to our children, to the children of their children, and that's all I have for today. Thank you very much for coming out.
Thank you, Alfredo. Okay, we're going to begin the walk. I'd just like to hear some chants for Ruben Salazar. Viva Ruben Salazar! Viva! Viva Ruben Salazar! Viva! Viva Ruben Salazar! Viva! Allow us to march.
If I can't smoke, nobody else can.
You guys want to go? John.
Who's ready?
Bring your wife. Okay, let's go. Let's go, everybody. Time to go. Forward. March. Forward, march.
Okay, you ready?
So wait, the bus is coming.
Hit your right. It'll carry up to 350 pounds.
Yeah. Are we all in? Chicano! Power! Chicano! Power! Chicano! Power! Chicano! Power! Chicano! Power! I'd like to welcome everyone to Belvedere Park. We moved the location of the annual moratorium. Chicano moratorium is no longer going to be at Salazar Park. So we're moving it over to Belvedere Park for many reasons. Anyway, we have a nice amphitheater here. I'd like to welcome everybody. Thank everybody for coming down. I'm going to introduce a few speakers. I may speak at random about particular issues. I think the greatest issue that we're facing at this time is that we need to get organized. We need to mobilize. We need to get organized. In order to get organized, we have to have a little bit of administration and management. And that's where we're at. We're looking for 10 good leaders to help us manage the future Chicano-Mexican-American movement. It's really important to organize a movement to save lives. We've been depending on Latino power. That doesn't work for us. We've been depending on Hispanic power. That does not work for us. The only thing that has worked for us is the Chicano power, Chicano paradigm. And that's why we're here to promote and bring back the Chicano movement and to bring back the Chicano ideology, since that's the only thing that seems to work for us. And we are Chicanos. We've been here for generations, ever since the Mexican-American War, and we've continued to fight for the rights of the people. The Brown Beret National Party has been fighting for the rights of the community ever since 1966. We've been fighting for the people. Matter of fact, not far away, the East Dallas Sheriff Station, the movement began when one of the community members, Danny Hernandez, was hung, and the Brown Berets were first there to protest. We've always been the first to organize mass protests and first to organize and mobilize the people. At this time, I'd like to hear some more voices from our group. First of all, I'd like to hear from Janae Pena. Janae? Where's she at? Oh, there she is.
Hey, David, and thank you guys for creating a movement that has lasted throughout decades and generations. If it wasn't for you guys, we wouldn't be here today. We wouldn't have the rights that we have in our high schools, where we are allowed to speak Spanish, where we are allowed to communicate to each other, and really stand for our rights and not take the mistreatment that we've been given over the years. So a huge thank you to the Brown Berets. But I think I'm speaking to the youth out there right now, the youth who feel disempowered, the youth who feel like their voice doesn't matter, the youth who feel like organization and mobilization won't work. It does. As we've seen in the East LA walkouts, in the schools across the city, when we mobilize and when we come together, things happen, and that is the power that we can draw back to. With a lot of young people not registering to vote, they're not taking our voices into accountability. And it's because of that lack of accountability that our students are being sent to prisons. It's because of that lack of accountability that our people aren't getting the education that they deserve. And it's because of that lack of education that's funneling them into the prison system. And it's not fair. We're being sent away at record rates, and it's in the history of the Chicanos, we've always been a targeted community, and it's time for us to have a movement of our own where we are represented, where our voices are heard, and now is the time. With things going on in the world, with Trump calling us rapists and murderers, we need to represent ourselves and stand up for our communities. Instead of getting our degrees and moving out, we need to move back in and empower our youth so that they can be the next voice. It's about legacy. It's about continuing our drive. It's about continuing our vision for a better future for our youth, for a better future for our kids, for our grandkids, for our great-grandkids. If we don't fight for them, no one will. So it's your chance to stand up for something that you believe in, and it's your time to organize, and joining the Brown Berets is exactly what you need to do.
Thank you. Viva. Marilyn came all the way out here from Tennessee. She's our public relations officer, and she deals with all those crazy people out there. Anyway, thank you very much, Marilyn.
Hello, everyone. I want to welcome our panel that we have and all the people out there that are listening to us. We need to bring our youth in. I deal with everyone. I answer their questions, what I can't answer. What I cannot answer, I transfer them to David. But we do need to protect our youth. They're our future. If we don't do anything now and we let everything go, we have no future as Chicanos. You go out there and what happens? They tell you, Latinos, Hispanics, where are we? They just want to get rid of us, and they can't. So long as we unite and get our next generation, let them know what's going on, then we can proceed and we have a future, and that's what we need. Can I hear Chicano? Thank you.
Okay, I'd like to introduce Frank Norwood from the satellite, Las Vegas satellite.
Yes, I worked for the elections for about 33 years, and I've done a little of everything. And counting the rosters, sometimes there's buildings that have 20 in one floor, maybe 100 and something, and only 2 or 3 vote. We need to get every Mexican, Latino, not Hispanic, because Hispanic is white, is European. But we gotta get our people to vote, because that's why Trump is taking advantage of us, because we don't voice our opinion. 8% of the people, of our people vote, and that's not enough to get the respect that we deserve. The primary elections are very important because the politicians know there's a small turnout and they can pass bills that harm you, including your taxes on your house, bringing up your like let's say taxes, and it comes out of your pocket. There's no reason why the whites should also be divided. There's no, I don't know why he separated them also, and we still have white trailer trash. So we're the least of the people that vote. That's why we have 2 Republicans running in the state. Most of the money that is allocated, the president governor is funneling it to the jail system because there's a lot of money to be made and none of the money is going to the schools. So he was